we were out on a date. We weren't looking to buy a house, and we were living in a townhouse at the time. And we were out, and we happened to drive by this open house for a house that we would never buy. It was way out of our price range.
It was, way out of our price range, absolutely.
So we just, on a whim, we stopped by and just to look at it. And Aaron was the realtor selling that house, and so he was there. And we stayed and we chatted with him for a long time about just what is it like to buy a house in the area, and what does it mean, all the logistics of the banking and the loans and all of that stuff. And he was so knowledgeable about that stuff because he has a background in the lending side.
Right. And we told him from the start that we weren't interested in buying a house. We just wanted to do some homework for a couple of years down the road. And he took, I don't know, it was probably an hour. They just sat and talked us through the entire process, which was pretty awesome. And go ahead.
And then we went to, we were just living our life. And we were actually thinking of moving out of the state. We were looking at jobs elsewhere. And I happened to just, again, on a whim, be looking at Zillow, and I saw this one house that was perfect. And we immediately were like, well, do we know any realtors? And Aaron was the realtor that we had gotten his number. And so we called him up and we're like, can we see this house? And he got us in that night, and we ended up...
He got us in the next day, and we put an offer in that night for the house. And they accepted our offer the next day. Danica sent an email saying, we have a lot of kids and we'd love to grow up in the woods and whatever. And Aaron was really optimal. I mean, was a crucial part of getting us into a house that we never thought we would have been able to do. And it's just been the perfect place for us. And I think the thing that I appreciate most about Aaron is that he is straightforward and honest, and he is who he says he is. So you can absolutely trust that he has your best interest at heart. In fact, he wanted to be so cautious about not pushing us into a house that period, or not swaying our decision either way, that he wouldn't tell us you should buy this house, which we eventually got to, and he did help us buy it when I think that's what he felt, and he was just really great through the whole process.
Aaron's just a great person. So on the day that we moved, he showed up with a whole bunch of food for the people who were helping us move, and his trailer to actually help us move. He just went above and beyond. And the process for actually buying our house was actually really tricky because it was an estate sale and the people weren't great to work with, and we had to go through a number of negotiations. And he ended up just really putting in the extra effort, staying up late hours to get things in by deadlines, and he made it happen on what ended up being a tricky sale.